Oh, well, Redders, how are you? This is a special occasion. I haven't drank on this show in a long time, but I got some old buddies here, and it's time for a Miller Lite. I've been on the seltzer train because my wife is a what the youngins would call a basic bitch, and that's just what's in the fridge. But I'm having a Miller Lite to celebrate the old times. Before we get into who our guest is and why I'm drinking celebratory-wise, I need to tell you that me and Trae have a new book out. It's called Round Here Over Yonder. It is a travel guide. We talked about the South. We talked about the rest of the United States. And the way over yonder is the UK. You can get it on pre-order right now. I'm going to put the link in the description. But if you're just listening to this and you're not going to the description, CoreyRyanForster.com will get you there and all my other cool shit. But hey, enough of that. I want to talk about a comedy duo that is taking the country, nay, the world by storm. And I'm talking, of course, about Chattanooga's own. Welcome them to the show. First time, long time. It's Good Cop, Rad Cop, everybody.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey, thank you so much. Yeah, hey, this is great. Oh, my God. Wow. Live audience.
It's a glowing review. Thank you so much.
So cool. Wow, that was very abruptly ending that applause break. But yeah. Hey,
that was not a soundboard, ladies and gentlemen. There are fans outside of their house clamoring to get in.
We're the Beatles of Decatur,
How are you guys?
Georgia. We're good.
I'm great.
We're doing really good.
You're in Decatur, Georgia?
Yeah.
Do you live in Decatur, Georgia now?
Yeah, we moved into Decatur.
I didn't know that.
Decatur in
Not to brag
January of this year. Yeah.
Maybe I did know that, but that makes me sad. Oh, now I can't just pop in randomly to see Ryan like I always did when he was in Chattanooga.
No, you have to drive about an hour and a half to do that. But I'm in Georgia now, which is way cooler than being in Tennessee.
Yeah. Is it? That's fun to hear from a Georgian myself.
Yeah. Well, dude, I mean, you know how bad it is in Tennessee, so
I do, but I feel like it's pretty rough here. But I mean, you got to understand, I live in Marjorie Taylor Greene's district, so it's the worst of the worst.
We live in progressive town, basically. It's very progressive here.
Yeah.
People walk to school here.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Very Andy Griffith energy out here.
Yeah.
Where we're at.
Well, we live right by Agnes Scott University.
Okay.
So, yeah,
right on.
Women's college. So David just thinks all these hot guys live there, and I'm like, Dave, those are lesbians.
That's not true. It's not true. People walk to high school. I see children walking.
Yeah.
By
I'm like, Dave, don't call those kids hot.
Yeah. Growing up in Tennessee, I see a child walk by himself. I'm like, this is a federal crime.
Yeah.
So I was about to say, since you've moved to Georgia, you're allowed to be within 30 feet of a school now. That's nice, Dave. I'm really happy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't want to brag or anything, but I'm back, baby.
Yeah.
Dave's back.
Well, you're in Georgia now, but you're not going to be in Georgia for long because you guys are about to go on a little mini tour with, I think, one of all of our heroes when we were kids. That's Bobcat Goldthwait. Before we get too far into this conversation, I like everybody to plug their shit up top because people might have died from laughter by the end of this podcast and they won't hear your plug. So plug all your shit.
All right. Well, first, let's plug our dates. So we're with Bobcat Goldthwait on the 18th. We're in Charlotte at, I believe, I can't remember the name of the venue. Fuck.
Good plug.
Charlotte, we're on the 18th. That's almost sold out anyway, so I'm not even fucking worried about playing that one. JJ's Bohemia, where we've all been and had a great time there. We're there the 19th with Bobcat at JJ's in Chattanooga. And then on the 20th, we're going to the Bijou Theater. Your fans will know that place very well.
Of course. That's where they saw you guys with us.
In Knoxville.
So yeah, we're playing that, and we're very stoked to be back at the theater. And
excited to get accustomed to being at the Bijou Theater.
Yeah, we're a theater act now, baby.
You are a theater act. Yeah, that's great. You're going from JJ's Bohemia one night to the Bijou the next night. Like, it took me 15 years to make that jump, and you're doing it in one night. You know what I mean?
It's the power of two people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's a completely different scene, and both will be fantastic shows. But you know, there's a difference in both of those. Playing a theater is a whole different beast, but you've done it before in that specific theater. Yeah. The fucking Bijou is a wonderful place to see comedy, and I'm not saying that just because I love the place, but the reason I love the place is because that's true. Not every theater. I'm happy when we sell out a theater or even get asked to play at one, don't get me wrong, but there's some where you're like, okay, we're just going to get through this because it's large, it's cavernous, the people are way back there, but the Bijou, they're right up in your face. It's a fucking good time. And by the way, just in case anybody was wondering, yes, we are going to have the boys here, Good Cop, Rad Cop, play us a little ditty later, a little preview
so
of
don't
the
leave.
show.
Yeah.
Stay.
Yeah, don't leave. No, stay. Absolutely. Stay on the show. I do want to ask you guys, I mean, I can't remember. Like, I know I remember being aware of it when it happened, but now time flies. I've had a kid. We've been on tour. When did this band form?
Like 3 years ago during 2020, basically?
Yeah, March of 2020.
We did
pretty much right
we
when
did
we got
like
shut down.
a one-off show right before 2020. And then we moved in together. And the pandemic hit, so we just started hanging out and grinding.
Yeah, the band before
Musically
the pandemic kind of started out as like a thing we would do for shows as like a joke. You know, it was just like a gimmicky thing that we got added to like 2 shows to do.
Now it's like a whole gimmicky show.
And now it's like what we do now. And so, but yeah, it's been really cool. But yeah, we started with that guy who sold all that hand sanitizer in Tennessee. You remember that guy?
Yeah. I heard about it because of y'all.
Yeah, that guy he launched our career as comedy musicians.
So shout out to him. Thank you so much.
Big ups to that dude.
If anyone's thinking of doing something stupid and selfish, please let us know beforehand. We'd love to write a song about you.
We need about 15 minutes to write a song about.
Did that guy end up going to jail?
No, God.
No, but they ended up taking
not.
all of his hand sanitizer away.
Yeah.
Right.
He ended up donating it.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, for everybody that doesn't remember, and please, y'all feel free to fill me in on the parts that I'm missing, because this was like, I remember this was a story like during week 2 of the pandemic.
Literally immediately. I still had a job when this happened.
Oh my God,
yeah,
Jesus!
I didn't. It was brand new.
Yeah, the pandemic was. I immediately didn't have a job. It was really wild because we're independent contractors, so like. Basically each week after I do a club, I'm technically unemployed until I go to the next one. And so because like nobody knew how long the pandemic was going to last, I just kept getting fired from jobs every week. Like every week some club would call me like, hey, you're fired. So that was fucking awesome. But if I remember correctly, this dude, what he did was, you know, the mother of all invention is necessity. And this guy realized that, hey, there's about to be a big fucking surge in people getting hand sanitizer. So he went, I guess, did he take out a loan or his daddy just had a lot of money? And he bought all the hand sanitizer in Tennessee.
Yeah, him and his brother did that.
Hey, it wasn't just Tennessee. He went to Georgia and Alabama
it was like
too,
Kentucky. It was
he tried to clear out the Southeast.
It was mostly also like not like he wasn't doing it in like Nashville, Knoxville. He was doing it mostly in like those towns right outside of
communities.
Mostly Dollar Generals would be what he'd hit up, you know. So he hit up the DG and just any place and just.
He jacked up the price. I think he jacked it up maybe like 500%.
Oh, more than that, because a bottle of hand sanitizer
like
used to be like $2, and then he was trying to sell them for like $75 on Amazon.
Yeah, so he's the Martin Shkreli of the hand sanitizer world.
Yeah. He was very confident that what he was doing was fine and ethical.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like this is where I go. There's a huge difference between smart and right. Because I heard a lot of people being like, well, it's smart. It's supply and demand. Like, why wouldn't you do that? And I'm like, oh, I don't know, because people need to cleanse themselves of germs during this horrible time.
It's a great way to figure out who's a piece of shit.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, the pandemic was real good for figuring out who was a piece of shit. Like, there was people that you like had an idea that they were a piece of shit, but you're like, I don't know. I mean, we're all pieces of shit at the bar. And then the pandemic, you were like, everybody was getting that certified piece of shit stamp, you know? So yeah, y'all lampoon this fella in a song, and now you have this blossoming career where you know. You're selling out fucking JJ's Bohemia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cool getting bumped up to headliner. Just kind of, you know, and I mean we're in the early stages of it, but it's nice. We're hitting some clubs up and some smaller rooms, but it's been good it's been really weird. We were out at a show, our buddy, friend of the show here, DJ Lewis. DJ invited us up to a barn party show for like his landlord, and we got there and
on the goat farm.
Yeah, on the goat farm, and like two guys who didn't know there was even a show going on saw us and were like, "We've seen you guys on TikTok," and I was like, "Yeah, we're fucking up on TikTok.
We're kind of a big deal."
Yeah, so it's
our one video is kind of a big deal.
We're getting so big that people accidentally know who we are. So
which is nice.
That's fucking awesome.
It's pretty nice.
Well, I'm so happy because I knew that you weren't going to make it as a straight up comedian, and I told you that for years.
It's the raw truth, though. Let's embrace reality.
It's true. If only all of us could have ridden Trae's coattails, we would have been so
hey, what are you going to do? They are dirty, slimy coattails. So you just mentioned TikTok, though. I don't really know much about the TikTok world. Are y'all like considered big on TikTok? Is that real?
No.
But
we have a couple solid videos.
Yeah. We get some stuff that'll do. We've only been fucking around with TikTok for about a month and a half now, and then we've got. But two of the videos have got like 100 something that we'll play one of the songs.
That's better than mine. Yes.
Yeah. But
yes, please do.
They do numbers.
Isn't that the fucking most annoying part of all this is like you put so much work into the songs, you put so much work into the chemistry between y'all, but then it's like, hey, none of that matters unless you upload it to these 7 places and use the correct hashtag. And none of them, like I remember used to, like when I first started out in social media was a thing, like all of the social media platforms kind of had, it's like, oh, what works on this one will also work on this one. But now they're all so fucking different that you can't just, like, you know what I mean? Like you put a video on Twitter and it's like you got to shave 20 seconds off of it if you want to put it on Instagram, and then on TikTok it's got to be this. So good on you.
One of my favorite things about this is the different types of people that go to each platform and you're commenting, because Facebook, we have the dumbest fucking fans on Facebook. Facebook is just full of dummies, and then YouTube is people who are just haters, and then TikTok is where people are like, TikTok and Instagram are generally where people
Facebook, in my experience, Facebook was for haters. We put a video on TikTok and people were like,
because they're old.
They're like, this is a nice video. And then we put one on Facebook and just for no reason, people were like, God's not real. They just started arguing. It's like, bro, this song isn't even about God. What are you whining about?
Well, the Facebook lost a lot of their users to COVID. So that was good.
It really did.
They really did. And like, I'm with you in that, like Instagram and TikTok seem to be for younger people. And say what you will about the younger generation, but like they're definitely fucking nicer. Like they're a more kind, supporting, nurturing. Like they see you living your dream, and they're like, hey, even if it's not for them, they'll be like, well, by God, they're trying. But like Facebook is where people's dreams have not come true, and they're taking it out on you for trying to live yours.
Yeah,
like this content have like good is for me, energy. And it sucks. Where do I complain? Who do I complain to?
Is this something that when you first started doing comedy that you thought, well, I'll end up doing music, or did this take you by complete surprise?
Definitely. I mean, the second.
Yeah, we both did music in the past. I leaned into comedy, and then I leaned into it so long I forgot I had any musical skills at all. So when we started doing music, I was like, oh yeah, I'm pretty good at this. We can combine these two things. It ended up just kind of working out that the two hobbies melded together into something that didn't suck.
Yeah, before I started stand-up, I was in bands, and then I got kicked out of the last band I was in because I was kind of a control freak when it came to like what I like to write, and like I'd be like, this sucks.
He was always trying to write songs about dicks and balls. And they were like,
so they just kicked me out of the band, and so then I started stand up because I was like, well, the only person who can tell me I suck is the audience and like myself, and so the only person you have to answer to is yourself. So I did stand up for years, and then I still do stand up a little bit, but we're busy with this, so I like never really do much stand up anymore.
Well, the goal has to be to get big enough and then open for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like you both go out. Yeah. Or, just like you both go out, you do 10 minutes and then you come back together as the band, and then you don't have to fucking pay openers. You know what I'm saying? I've been thinking about it myself.
Like we would anyway.
Yeah, right.
You start a band that opens for you.
No, I was thinking about, like, I have all these different characters, so I was like, well, if I could write the Buttercream Dream 15 minutes, I could just go do him and then introduce my next act, which is Aunt Lita, and then me, Corey Forster, the comedian, only has to do like 30. You know what I mean?
Like
so I can just give them.
It's like Medea.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll Tyler Perry it up. I don't mind. But yeah, like, so if I write a joke and I don't deem it good enough for Corey Ryan Forster, I'll just give that to the Buttercream Dream. He can make it work.
Wrestling guy.
Yeah, and if nice. Buttercream Dream works it out and it's too good, Corey will take that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I can workshop my own shit.
No. I like that Buttercream doesn't work. I give it to Ryan.
Yeah, I like that. I like that Buttercream Dream is your like Chris Gaines, dude.
Yeah, 100%. They're both sad. Clearly depressed. When did each of you start playing the get fiddle and get into music? Like, Ryan, you said you were in bands, but were you also like in band in high school?
Yeah, I played. Well, if you want to know,
I knew you weren't cool, but
my parents wanted to make sure I stayed a virgin forever, so I played trumpet in homeschool band.
Just by yourself.
So that's a real thing that I did.
Just playing taps every morning by yourself.
Yeah. No. Like, so homeschool, and I don't know how familiar you are with it, but there's like shit you do with other homeschoolers because they're like, listen, if you have to have some sort of social interaction. So once a week we had like band. And so like I played trumpet in homeschool band with a bunch of fucking those homeschoolers that I was in band with. I would be looking around being like, these guys are a bunch of fucking homeschoolers.
Yeah. I mean, I know that I'm homeschooled, but these motherfuckers are homeschooled.
Homeschooled, dude. Yeah. They're fucking, the Duggar kind of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, you were in that.
You, Dave?
That's right.
Did your life start out that sad, or was it different?
Oh yeah, my life started out sad as shit. But okay. I'll just talk about the music.
Yeah.
I started doing choir when I was in like the 3rd grade. I've been singing since I was like born. I started doing choir. Yeah, I started in choir in the 3rd grade. I did it until I graduated. I did like all state choir and stuff. I did well. I was good in choir. And then I did some piano stuff when I was in high school, but nothing prolific or anything.
I did
like
some
that,
piano stuff. Makes it sound so dirty.
Yeah. I slapped my balls on the keyboard a little bit, and it made.
No, we didn't play music, just some light piano stuff.
Like,
you know how it goes.
Experimental, like Radiohead stuff. You know.
Now, other than karaoke, what kind of music do you do, Corey? Like, did you ever play in a band or anything?
I used to sit in with bands and just lend vocals. Like basically all it was for me was I had buddies that would play like the bars on the North Shore when we were like in our mid-20s. And so I would be there, and I found out pretty early on that, number one, a lot of my buddies wanted to take a break to go talk to a lady. And so I would go just fill in for them, not playing any instruments, but just sing. And I noticed that every time I did that, the bar gave me the free drinks as well because they considered me part of the band. So I would always just be like, y'all got to give me at least one fucking song because I've ran up a huge tab, you know. So that was it. Like, no, dude, nothing in any capacity like
just
you
music bucket spots.
Yeah, well, I know you've got a hell of a voice, so
it's fine.
It's really nice. Yeah, you got good pipes, man.
Start a band. Fuck it. You wrote a book. You did.
All, man.
I think that I should just collaborate with you guys on things. Like us do like one song every 2 or 3 months. It fills my void, you know. Now I got to drive to Decatur though. I don't fucking know.
We can do like an MF Doom thing where you pretend to be me.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. We don't want to tour really, so we thought about setting up a franchise for the band where we just sell our songs to just like a fat guy and another idiot. And then,
just start wearing helmets like Deadmau5.
Yeah,
exactly. You guys have to do this, and then
Well, I don't think there's any two people who could play like twins or brothers better than me and Dave. We can pull that off. Like, we could pull that off pretty good. Like, you just put a hat on. I can't take mine off otherwise, completely bald. But like, we could work that out. So how's the scene going for y'all? Like, now that you're living in a different place, like, in Chattanooga, I feel like y'all knew everybody, knew everything. What was the transition like getting to a different spot?
It was weird it wasn't weird. We knew a few people when we first moved here. But we've ingratiated really well. Everyone in the Atlanta scene is extremely nice, and now we kind of know everybody, and we're having a good time. Like, everyone's super cool. I really enjoy this scene. I like living here.
Yeah, it's our first time living in like a big scene, and
my first time living in a big city at all.
Just the caliber of comedy is just so like hard, like so good here. Like, it's just leaps and bounds. I mean, it's one of the best, if not the best scene in the country. So we have a lot of people to look up to and watch. Yeah. And then like sometimes I'll be on shows and be like, man, this is a fucking hell of a show. Who's closing it out? And then I'm like, oh, fucking we are, and like, it's weird and intimidating because like it's so many like packed rooms and like we will do like, and we'll kill. But I often find myself in the back of the room being like, who the fuck is closing the show? And they're like, oh, fucking, it's us. That's me and Dave gonna fucking end this shit.
We're gonna eat shit.
Yeah. I'm always a little scared, and then we get up there, and I'm like, oh,
which is good. You should always be a little scared.
Yeah,
I think.
I definitely think that the second that you don't feel anything, you should give someone else your spot. You know what I mean? Because it clearly does. And also, I think you'd have to be a literal psychopath in order to, because people ask me, like, I've been doing it for a while, and they're like, do you still get nervous? And I'm like, 100%. It's not a debilitating nervous like it used to be. Like, used to, like, my hand, like my hand would literally shake. Now it's more of a just like, I kind of, it's like anxious, like I can't wait to get started, because I know once I get started, it's the waiting, as Tom Petty said, that is the hardest part. But I know when I get started, I'm going to be floating for 30 minutes to an hour or whatever.
The switch kicks on, you're on the cloud.
Yeah,
but
exactly. But like, there's still fucking nerves. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm still having to do this in front of human beings.
Yeah,
like,
I'm about to speak
what if they hate it? What if they hate
most people's worst nightmare?
Yeah.
Speaking in public.
Yeah, and we've had sets. I mean, I'm saying how good we're doing, but I mean, we had a rough one on Saturday.
Yeah,
I mean,
we've eaten a couple plates of shit in the past,
but it's usually not our fault. When it
of course not. It's the fucking audience. They're morons. It's the sound system. It's the fucking stupid podunk piece of shit town you're in. I know y'all are playing a lot of VFWs, so it could be that. Yeah. They're looking at you, but they're somewhere else. You know what I mean? I've played those
never
rooms.
Played a VFW. Maybe we should have that experience.
We've got asked to do one.
We have been asked to do
one near Atlanta. We need to go do it. Yeah.
It was the one in Marietta, because I played that one.
I think it might have been the one in Marietta. It might be the one in Marietta.
I think it was the one in Marietta.
Okay, yeah, it might be.
There was a time in my career where if you told me that you'd never played a VFW, I would take a drag off a cigarette and go, "You ain't a fucking comedian unless you play the fucking VFW." I was so proud of that. It's like all I had was that I had played so many shitty places. I'm glad that we got there on. You said that you've eaten shit with this act, because I do want to know, since you've had experience doing regular stand up and now stand up with music, do you, and I'm genuinely asking, do you find that you get a little bit more grace with the guitar? Do you know what I mean?
I think so.
Yeah, I think we have to earn their trust a lot. Yeah. We have to earn their trust, I think, more so than you do without a guitar. Because,
you think so?
Because a lot of guitar acts, I mean, honestly, especially with comedians, like, especially with, I mean, fortunately, we are respected amongst comics, and because if we weren't, we would quit. Yeah. But, I think an audience kind of will see a guitar act and be like, oh, this is a fucking, guitar act. And then we get up there and we're not smarter. We're not the smartest guys in the room. We are not trying to be clever or even write good songs. We're trying to be dumb as fuck.
Yeah, don't. You're definitely clever. Yeah. I wouldn't say you are dumb and you're all those other things you said, but don't not give yourself clever, because your songs are fucking clever as shit.
Well, thank you.
You're both ugly and dumb and not worth anything, but like, you're very clever.
With that being said, with the two-piece act in particular, if we start eating shit, we can't like bail. You know what I mean? So if they don't like a song, they just don't have a good time for like another 3 minutes.
Yeah,
there's no going away from.
Yeah, you're.
I guess in my brain, I was like, well, if you don't like care for the words of this song, like everybody still at least likes hearing a guitar. You know what I mean? They could just sort of like tune out.
Yeah. Some people do not like hearing a guitar.
I'm not that good at a guitar.
Yeah.
If I was that good at guitar, I wouldn't be in a comedy band.
It hasn't happened very much, but we played 1 or 2 shows where it's just like beginning to end. They're just like, this guitar sucks.
Yeah.
Really?
Everything about this band is terrible. Yeah.
But y'all are so right, because like I do feel like, at least in my experience with guitar acts, when there's a guitar act, this is either about to be the worst thing I've ever seen, or this is one of the best things I've ever seen, and there's not really in the middle.
Yeah.
Like I don't know many
that makes music.
Yes, I don't know many guitar acts that I go, they're fine. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't. I'm either like, I'm fucking really into them, or I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. You know, and obviously I'm not going to name names, but listen, if you're out there and you're a guitar act and you know me and we've hung out, you're good. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you.
But if I pretended I didn't know who you were, I'm talking about you now.
That's right, Donnie Marsh.
And I don't consider Donnie an act. So I know.
The Donnie heads are going to be coming at you.
What button was that? An applause button?
That was the applause button.
All right, cool.
I'm going to have to get the soundboard that you guys have. I like
it's
that.
a good one. Yeah,
it's got 6 buttons, and they all have applause on them.
That is right. I am very broke now that I have a child. Yeah, and so on comedy, kind of sort of me trying to pick this apart, because I know what comedy is, but I don't really know what your world is. You're obviously both up there together, so improv is, you can do it, obviously, but like, you both got to be on the same page. Whereas if I'm up there by myself and, like you said, somebody's not feeling it, I can fucking immediately go, cut that shit, do this, do this. How's your communication process on stage? And double part to that question, do you both sort of have that one song that you sort of save for, like, okay, if shit goes south, this is a fucking banger. You know what I mean? Like, do you keep that one? Like, is there, or it might just be your closer? I don't know.
It is our closer.
That's our closer.
You don't have another one? You only got one banger
in the show early.
If things are going bad 6 minutes into the set, we're like,
let's close this fucker out.
There are definitely songs we go, we're not doing that.
Yeah,
like,
right.
There are definitely songs
if you're at a church.
Well, if things are, where you go play
God,
churches,
we should play a church show. What an
really
experience that would be.
Maybe DJ can book us one. We definitely have songs where we won't play them. I would say, as far as our communication goes, I like to go up with the mentality of like, I won't let Dave bomb and Dave won't let me bomb.
Right.
So no matter like what happens, we just have each other's backs.
And we spent so much time with each other that at this point it's kind of natural. We can just kind of look at each other in the eyes and be like, I think we should do something else.
Yeah. It's really funny because like even when we're in like bombing situations, I will still find something funny that Dave will do that'll like make me laugh.
Yeah.
I'll watch him, or he'll really, if we're bombing, sometimes Dave turns it up way harder than it needs to go.
Of course. Like comically large.
That will make me start laughing. And then
Which
I'm
can have, it has
like
that,
he's not bombing to me. So
does it end up going better?
Effect? Yeah.
Does it end up going better after that?
If you're eating complete shit and someone sees somebody laughing, that can kind of open up the floodgates a little bit.
People can definitely tell when you're having a good time on stage, and that 100% affects how they perceive you. Like,
if we hated each other, this act would not work.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, like
it wouldn't work at all.
I've noticed if I'm in a really good mood, my act goes better, even if I'm saying the same words than when I'm in a bad mood. Like, it's just, and like maybe my face doesn't even. There's I don't know, man. Like, I don't normally believe in hippie shit, but I sort of do believe in like you give off an energy, and people can sort of like. An aura, you know what I mean? And like every time I've been in a super good mood, I've smashed. And every time I won't say every time I've been in a bad mood, I did bad, because that would mean I would do bad all the fucking time. But, there've been times when I was like, I think they could tell that that my wife yelled at me before the show.
Yeah, for sure.
Or whatever.
Definitely a thing.
Piggybacking sort of on that question of you being able to go off of each other, and of course you have the chemistry, and you're talking about bombing. Does it make bombing easier when you have a comrade up there with you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I was hoping you'd say yes, because if not, I'm like, what's the fucking upside of this shit?
For real.
Splitting your money, which is dog shit in the first place.
When you bomb anyway, it sucks hard.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks really hard.
Right.
So bombing with two people is...
You get to ride back with someone in the car and complain about it, which is nice.
Right.
Also, our
see whose fault it was.
Yeah, exactly.
Our closer also ends with Dave generally rolling around on the ground with his shirt off, and like me pretending we're having
Bijou Theater. Come see me with my shirt off, rolling around.
Yes.
We usually have like a crazy ending to our sets, and so when we're bombing, it's very funny to me that we're still putting it on that hard, even though we have.
I will do it if we're bombing.
Saturday we have a group sing along in one of our songs where we do the main part of Hey Jude, but we changed the words to it. The na-na-nas from Hey Jude. And then so when we're bombing, we're like, all right, now just the ladies. And we hand the mic to them, and it's silent, and we just wait. We'll just wait while the beats it takes. And then we're like, and now the fellas. So, I mean, it's just truly silent, and we're just acting like everybody's having an awesome time.
That's great.
That's really funny. But, I mean, it's very funny to the comics, but it's the audience is like, what the fuck are these guys doing?
Well, pausing for station ID here, this is the WellRED podcast. We're talking to Good Cop, Rad Cop. You can find them in Charlotte, Knoxville, and Chattanooga with the legendary Bobcat Goldthwait. We're going to take a quick break here, and when we get back, we're actually going to hear some of the musical stylings of these bad boys, if that's all right with you. Before we go to break, remember, me and Trae's new book, Around Here Over Yonder, available for pre-sale. The ticket or the fucking whatever. The link to get the book is in the description, along with the link to get all the dates from these boys. We will be right back. Hey, y'all, if you're not already listening to Puttin On Airs with Trae Crowder and Corey Ryan Forster, I don't know what your problem is. It's a very, very fun show. It is a show wherein two hillbilly dum-dums, i.e. me and Trae, talk about fancy people and their culture, the lifestyles of the rich and famous, as you will, and also some history lessons. It is a lot of fun. It is pretty much politic-free. So if you need to unwind, you get tired of the daily hubbub and whatnot, and you just want to kill an hour and a half being joyous and nothing but pure fun, I could not suggest Puttin On Airs more. Thank you for listening wherever you get your podcasts, and of course you can watch at watchpoa.com. Please be sure to give us a 5-star review if you think we deserved it. It takes you 2 seconds, but it helps us so much. That's Puttin On Airs. You ought to listen to it. Skew. All right, and now that we are done with our sponsors, the great sponsors of this show, which if I had to guess, it was just me yet again plugging the Puttin On Airs podcast and or my book, Round Here Over Yonder. We are back with the musical stylings. I feel like Johnny Carson. These next fellas, they from Chattanooga, now they're living in Decatur. This is the musical stylings of Good Cop, Rad Cop.
All right. This is a new one. We all died in a shitty submarine, a shitty submarine, a shitty submarine.
All right.
We all died in a shitty submarine, a shitty submarine, a shitty submarine.
And that's that one. Thank you so much.
I am so upset right now because before we went to break, I wanted to just get y'all's opinion on the submarine shit because the only people I've talked about it to were like Trae and Drew, and I was like, ooh, new people. And I was like, I know that the news cycle of that is over, but I have been fucking literally obsessed with it. And I wanted to ask y'all your opinion on the submarine, but I think I got it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, we can talk about it at the after the break, but yeah, we'll do another song. This is a love song. If anybody's eating, I recommend don't eat during this song. What song do you think it is?
We have a couple.
Dave literally goes.
Songs.
Dave goes, "Is this the gross song?" It's like, yeah, this is the gross song. So you've been warned. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Wanna bite the pimples right off of your back and suck out all the pus. Wanna chew your toenails and swallow them whole while you talk about Elon Musk. We wanna lick your back hair with the tip of our tongue. We wanna jerk off your dog and swallow its cum. We're the biggest piss freaks in all the land. We're a human toilet band.
I don't know why this would not go good at live. This is the song we usually go, we're not doing this one.
We'll eat your grandma's diapers, but we'll wear them first, even if she's dead. We'll gargle diarrhea from your granddad's ass and spit it on each other's heads. We'll come in a trough, we'll fill it up to the top, and then we'll slurp it all down. These piggies love their slop. We're the biggest cum sluts in all the land. We're a human toilet band.
Now, we know we only have like a couple minutes left of the podcast, and we want to end it. We usually have 40 more verses to this song, but we'll cut that.
No, keep going.
This is the last verse. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Wanna bring a straw to a porta potty at a Renaissance fair in June? We'll build a bear out of pubic hair and give it to your nephew. We don't wanna be gross, but we just can't stop. Life's a cum load and our mouth is a mop. And Jesus Christ died for all our sins. Yeah, we're a secret Christian band. Jesus Christ died for all our sins. Yeah, we're a secret Christian band. Thank you. That one goes out to JC.
My God, that had it all for me. I mean, you're drinking cum, you're eating grandma's diapers, and you're praising God. I mean, fuck me. That's a country song. Three chords in the truth.
Song. It didn't mention diapers, piss.
I should write y'all a letter just like Steve Goodman did to David
Corey wrote me a letter.
He didn't say nothing about piss or eating diapers or God
or sucking off your dad. Oh my God!
One more verse of this song, and it goes a little something like this.
All right, I think our next collaboration, because we've collaborated a couple times, I think our next collaboration should be, yes, I would like to write another verse to this. I'm going to save this video, and I'm going to think about it. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have y'all back on the show and have you play it, and I'll fucking sing you my part.
Corey's going to drop some bars on a remix.
This will be our that Bob Dylan song, When I Paint My Masterpiece.
Yeah, the band did better.
This is our masterpiece.
He keeps changing it every 10 to 20 years. That diarrhea song's our masterpiece.
So. That's wonderful, gentlemen. I mean, if that doesn't
make opus,
everything is going to be different.
Your Trojan magnum opus. Yeah, we'll keep adding to that. Well, guys, if that doesn't make you want to go out right now and get tickets to see them work for the very last time with Bobcat Goldthwait, they're not going to be back. They're not going to be back. No, if anyone on earth would love the shit out of that, it's Bobcat Goldthwait. I think he's probably the perfect mainstream comedian for y'all to open for. That he sort of has a built-in audience that I think anyone that likes Bobcat Goldthwait is going to be like, oh, there's a band that talks about cum and eating grandma's diapers. Fucking hey, this is art. You know what I mean?
Make a movie about this.
Yeah.
My new movie's about a guy that eats diapers.
Yeah, we're essentially the two-piece version of Barry Crimmins,
Oh my God! But for real though, how captivated were y'all with the submarine shit? Was that not an amazing
I
moment?
paid attention, dude. It was so crazy. I'm an Uber Eats driver, so I listened to the news for like 8 hours a day, and they were covering all day long, which is hilarious because there were never any developments. It was just constantly like,
we can't find
5 people stuck in the ocean. Who knows?
Well, every time you gave me an update, it just seemed to get dumber and funnier every time.
Yeah.
More and more.
Oh my God. Yeah, we were.
Yeah,
it's funny seeing the people who are like billionaire sympathizers who are like, it's wrong to laugh at the people who are dead, and it's like, no, it's really not. It's fine.
But
we've all laughed at dumber dead people.
But you want to know something that I love is that those people were few and far between. Like, I was actually expecting to see a lot more of those people. Like, frankly, I was expecting basically every single conservative is going to take the side of the billionaires because that's what they do with everything. Like, it doesn't matter what the problem is. If a billionaire did something, they're going to defend them. But, like, I didn't find that to be the case. Like, dude, my big litmus test for anything is like, how does my mom and dad feel about it? Because they are very conservative people.
Sure.
And I went to the house, and I'd been just fucking dying at all this shit. And I was like, I'm going to go over to their house. I'm going to make some fucking submarine jokes. And my mom is going to be like, if those were a bunch of liberals on that, you wouldn't be saying all this. But relatable. my mom, literally, I go, so the submarine people, huh? And I just kind of gave her the floor, and she's like, yeah. Play stupid fucking games, win stupid fucking prizes. I don't know what to tell you. And I was just like, oh my God, thank God. And we just started roasting them. And I don't think it was on WellRED. It might have been on my Substack, which is people of this podcast know that is parttimefunnyman.com. That's all my bonus stuff. You can sign up over there. It's $5 a month, unless you don't have $5 a month, in which case it's free. That's how that works. So I think
That's if you don't have $5.
Hey, most of them don't, and that's totally fine. So the point that I made over there, and I truly believe this, and I felt it at first, and then it was like cemented for me for the days afterwards that like this is the most united. And now, by the way, it ended immediately with the Supreme Court ruling. But at that time, it was the most united the country had been since 9/12. You know what I mean? Like everyone was, look at these stupid fucking idiots with an Xbox controller. Everyone from all sides, all races, all classes, we were all just sitting there going, man, isn't this great that these fucking, like, because like every detail they came out with was just like, how
even more ridiculous.
Fuck do you, and it also proved a really good point, which is like, some people are really good at making money. Well, which first off, the if you were born into it, that's really easy. But like, you can be smart at one thing and be a complete dumbass for everything else. Like that's possible. Like, some people are like stock savants, but like they don't know how to fucking like open a door. No. You know what I mean?
They couldn't be on this podcast. Talking is not everybody.
No, they can't. No, they can't. But I just thought that was such a wonderful time in history that I don't think, like I said, I thought we were all united, and then boom, here comes the Supreme Court bullshit, which we don't have to get into. It was such a fleeting moment, but like, we need once a year for billionaires to go up in a hot air balloon, and just like, we all get to shoot them down. Like, you pay like, $1,000. You get as many shots as you want at the billionaire hot air balloon.
Well, I think what was fascinating, and I think what captivated a lot of the minds of it, were you, now this is fucked up, but were you like a little bit disappointed when you found out it imploded?
No, that hit for me. Oh, okay. Wait, that they didn't suffer? Yeah.
Like, I think we all were like okay with it, like when they weren't suffering, but like with the part where we were all imagining them suffering, there was part of me that being like, this is pretty funny. Like, it's like it reminded me of like the ending of Seinfeld a little bit. It's just a bunch of people just stuck at the bottom of the ocean being like, well, this sucks and we're going to die.
My take, when it imploded, I immediately felt better about making fun of them.
See, I'm with you. No, I'm with you 100%. Like, they got like, we should all be lucky to go by way of implosion.
Yeah.
Because the way that I was reading it was like it happened in like 0.03 milliseconds.
They literally would never have known.
Which is way shorter than the time your body can even process pain. So like you can't get more immediate than that. And like when you implode, like you're gone immediately. Like there's just a stain.
6,000 times since you started. Like just
bam. Yes, exactly. There's just a tiny stain.
The fucking privilege these fucking billionaires get.
That's
they don't
what I'm
even
saying.
have to feel fucking pain when they die,
or they don't even have to be. Or they don't even have to be.
The slow way is what they fucking deserved.
Well, no, what they deserved was to be rescued on the brink of death. And then we get to all make fun of them forever. That was be what they deserved. Like they deserved to live and know that this man took $1 million for them, and then we laughed them out of the fucking country. That's what they deserved. What they got was a thing that I genuinely wish would happen to me right now. I would love it if my house
so
imploded.
Nice to fucking implode.
God, is your house underwater?
You know, I was actually thinking about that the other day. He
imploded in his waterbed.
Like with how we know that depression is rampant, and there's more people that have depression than will let on, and which means that statistically, every single time a plane has been going down, there's been at least one person on the plane that was like, "Fuck yes," and like probably audibly, and like I like to think of them like everyone's crying and they're just looking at him, just fucking doing the Cabbage Patch, like fucking hey, I get to do this. It's not suicide. I'm going to heaven. This is fucking great. So what else do you guys have going on this year? I know these 3 dates, but I want to know. I want to know more about the Good Cop, Rad Cop life. You doing spots in Atlanta? Where can people see you most often?
Yeah, I mean, down in Atlanta, if they follow us on Instagram and TikTok, we're always posting our dates and where we're at around the city. Sometimes it's like, you just hop on a show, no real notice. But yeah, we're out here. We come up to chat about once every couple months. We're going to be in Cincinnati in
September 2nd, baby.
September 2nd. Oh, we'll be in Huntsville. After the Bobcat run, we're going to be in Huntsville, Alabama for Epic Comedy Fest that Friday and Saturday.
That'll be the 21st.
We have like a 5-day run there. We're doing...
Where can people get the tickets to Cincinnati? Because we have a good bit of well-readers are from the Cincinnati area.
Come see us. I think that's at Bombs Away Comedy. So probably tickets are probably available at Bombs Away Comedy.
Go ahead and Google that.
Bombs Away Comedy in September. Is this a 9/11 themed show?
This is Labor Day weekend. Yeah,
right on.
Yeah. It's for the invasion of Iraq. Actually, we're big fans.
One of my favorite invasions.
Operation Shock and Awe. Yeah, Operation Shock and Awe. That's kind of what our band does.
Well, if I could switch back to interview mode real quick, because I am curious. Another thing about maybe bombing is easier because there's two of you on stage, and it takes you a little while longer to get your chemistry together because you're not a solo person performing. On that note, when it comes to the writing, is it based? I don't know how y'all go about it because everybody has their own thing. Like for me, I never really just sit down and go, today I'm going to write a joke. You know what I mean? Like for me, it's like I keep a running notepad of little ideas that I have. And then one day I'll go, okay, let me look at all this and see which one but I don't go from just like sit down, write joke. So basically, how does it work with y'all? Are you just walking around, you think of something funny and you just pick up the guitar?
Yeah, basically, a good bit of our song has been written that way. Sometimes we'll just decide we're going to hang out for a couple hours. We'll riff out, we'll play some chords or whatever, and just start singing. And usually something will come to us like that.
Yeah. A big thing for us is deadlines. So if somebody...
Deadlines is...
if like we have a show where we have to write a new song for it, that will help us because we'll be like, well, we fucking have to do it, and whether it's good or not, you're kind of stuck with it. And most of the time, it's going to be good.
It works out pretty well for us.
We're generally pretty fun.
Like we're very anxious people, so when we feel that,
we put that energy up on stage, and like it goes generally pretty well most of the time. When it comes to writing it, we both kind of will take this. We'll write a lot of it together.
Is one of you more the melody guy and one of you more the words guy, or is it just kind of like it's just, hey, on Tuesday it was this and on Wednesday it was fucking this?
It's more the second, I think.
Yeah, I feel like we do change it all up on stage. Sometimes Ryan will come up with like good concepts for songs, and I can work on like the definition,
Right.
So like left to my own devices, I can't always write a good song, but Ryan will come up with an excellent idea, and then we can like roll that around in the rock tumbler or whatever, and it usually spit out something pretty badass.
Yeah, I generally have a hard time getting like an idea going like, all right, where can we take this? Like where does it start? Like be like, this is what I wanted to do. Well, how do we get the ball rolling? And then Dave will just start rolling the ball, and then I'll just kick it back and forth and be like, until we find something we like.
The two piece, man, it's very effective,
really very convenient.
Well, and we were talking about Bob Dylan changing his shit earlier, and that's a thing that I kind of wanted to get into on the difference between a joke and a song, because I've always thought about this when when I would go see Todd Snyder or Sturgill or whoever the fuck, I'm like, they do a song. And then, so touring bands and stuff, they have it kind of backwards as comedians. Bands will put out an album and then tour that album, whereas comedians tour and then record an album based on the material they did on the tour.
Yeah.
And so with a band, like if they cut the song, then they go start touring it, and it's like, on the road, someone might think of a better line for the song, but it's like, you can't. It was already fucking recorded. But in comedy, we know that a joke's not really done until you've done it 100 fucking times. Do you guys feel that way with a song? Are you comfortable with like, hey, I know we've been doing it like this, but like, let's change this. Have you done that?
Absolutely. We changed the lyrics to our closer not too long ago. And that's a song that's like 10 years old. Yeah. So, I mean, because
it's never done. A joke is never done.
If we think something's going to fit better, or if we just think like maybe this was good in 2018, but now it's not hitting anymore, we'll revise, we'll edit. We don't it's all about like the experience right then. Like we want to make sure the audience currently is having the best time possible.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and the benefit of that is like, we also have a little bit more grace with quiet moments as a band. Like we can tell what lines are not getting laughs, and sometimes that's designed, but then sometimes we're like, man, I wish we were getting a little bit more laughs here. So, we'll just cut that line, if it requires more laughter, we'll just jump in there.
The benefit of writing songs about diarrhea is that there is no ego involved.
Yeah.
It's not like that's what my soul said to say.
Very rarely are me and Dave just like, I wrote that.
I'm not betraying some influence.
No.
Like
it's like, hey, if you can top gagging on my dad's balls, go for it, buddy.
It's like, we don't care. Usually the punchline is going to be really dumb, but and I think one thing we really prioritize, and one thing I think, I mean, let me know if you're seeing this more. I think with TikTok and everything, there's more people talking at shows, and there's like more crowd work.
Yes.
And there's
oh my God, it's the bane of my existence.
I feel the same way. I think we're old headed.
I can count, and like, here's the deal: it's a double edged sword, because I totally understand why comedians post crowd work videos, because their managers have told them, hey, you got to put out content. And they're like, okay, but I don't want to burn all my fucking jokes.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh, okay, if this happens, then I can put it out and I'm not giving away any material. But to me, what has happened is, and again, it's a double-edged sword. I get it. But to me, it has trained the audience to be like, they want me to talk here, because when I go on Instagram, I see everybody talking, and like, so I can't fault the audience as much as I used to.
Yeah,
but like before the pandemic, I can count on one hand how many times I got heckled on the WellRED comedy tour. Not me in general, but like we have a very respectful audience. It's just that after the pandemic, I have noticed they're a little bit more chit-chatty, and I know that it's this. There's no, it's either that or everybody forgot how to behave, which, whatever. But
I don't think it's that. I think it's TikTok.
Yeah.
I really do.
I agree.
Well, one thing we do with that is we don't really do a lot of crowd work per se of like where we talk to an individual a lot.
Well, of course, there's two of you. You both got to be on the same page for that.
What we do instead is we do these things like we have songs that are kind of designed to get the entire crowd participating in what we're doing.
And if they feel like
they're Sweet Carolines.
Exactly. If they feel like they're participating and being active in it, then that desire gets fulfilled. Yeah, I guess.
Right. And then if somebody is talking too much, we'll just shut them up with singing and
with
playing.
The guitar. Yeah. That's another thing I wanted to talk about because, I'm friends with a lot of musicians, musicians like listening to comedy podcasts. So I'm very fortunate that some musicians that I love, our paths have kind of crossed. And I've always said, I was like, I do feel like one of the well, first off, I think that music is way harder than stand-up. I do, but I also am like, one of the advantages though that y'all have is that if the audience is really loud and being crazy, you can just fucking burn, you know what I mean? Like you can just do that. And so I'm really glad that y'all have that kind of cheat code in comedy. I would I just need to get a gong and just keep it up there with me and we'll just beat it.
Yeah, dude, I'm not going to tell you to do that, but if you did that, I think it would work. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, that's a good idea.
You could just get like a fucking, just...
No, anytime like a new comic... Anytime a young comic will ask me for advice,
Shut the fuck up.
Get a second person and a guitar, and he'll talk over you and fucking blow a whistle.
Shut the fuck up.
See, he's doing it to me right now, and it's working. I want to stop talking.
I'm loving it.
People are going.
Do you have that soundboard with you when you're on stage? Do you do?
No, not yet.
We have a keyboard that's actually set up to do some of that, but we have not really used it. Kind of the benefit where we are right now, as far as the knack goes, is like we need to be as easy as possible to book. So it's a guitar and two mics. We need to be that simple. But given our own like headlining stuff, we have keyboards, we have like fun things we can bring in, but most of the time we are. Yeah, that's simple.
It's also worth saying you throw in a second instrument, all of a sudden Ryan is doing 82% of the work. So
right,
and it's better if we have like a half going on. We got to find a way to incorporate them both.
And here's where it's the complete opposite, where I said, like, when it's a crowd making a lot of noise, advantage musician, but when it comes to traveling, advantage comedian, 100%, because all I have to do is bring my body. That's literally all I have to bring. And sometimes it's not even all the way together, as long as I show up in some form. And I've thought about that, like, as much fucking trouble as I've had at the airport just with my body, I cannot imagine having a piano, a guitar, trusting your fucking whole life to Delta. Are you fucking kidding me? They don't get they literally, like, almost ritualistically, it seems, murder dogs.
Destroy your
shit. Yeah. Do you think they give a fuck about a guitar? Have y'all noticed
that the sky gods happy?
Have y'all noticed that your influences have started to change now that you're doing something sort of different in the comedy world? Like, do you now go back and listen to some old Pinkerton and Bowden that you wouldn't have listened to before because you're like, well, I'm doing fucking music comedy now. I gotta check out the greats.
I think
Weird Al, does he come up a lot more?
We talk about him sometimes. I think in terms of like influence, I look a lot more to music than I ever did when I did stand up. Like I'll listen to a radio and I'm like, okay, here's a B-side song. We can make fun of this. Like just trying to listen to songs that are older that haven't really been like parodied so much or at all, and trying to make something out of that. Whereas with comedy,
that's what y'all should do forever is just B-side 60s record parodies that no one will even know it's a parody. So it just seems like you're writing an original really and it's like really good. Yeah, right. No, it's not. It's completely legal.
Yeah, I think as far as influence goes, I mean, I've been more interested in musical comedy. I watch a lot more of it now just to see like what I like and what I don't like. There's a handful of people doing it that I go, okay, don't do it, and they're doing a good job.
There's always a negative in
but it's not your shit.
I don't but I'm like, that's not what I want to do. So it's like if I ever have the instinct to do it and then I see somebody doing it, then I go, okay, I'm glad I got to see the person I don't like doing this, so I know that my instinct is off. or so like sometimes you just watch that shit a little bit, and then but I mean there's some very, very good comedy music out there, and I mean there's some great music out there that I listen to as well that I'm very influenced by.
Who are some musical acts that I don't know of that I would be interested in? Because I assume you just know more than me.
Ooh.
Like I know fucking obviously
he doesn't
Weird
have an
Al.
answer for that.
He doesn't, but that's okay.
Like musical comedy acts?
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
no, just good comedy. Just good comedy.
Radiohead's pretty funny.
Radiohead is really funny.
Fucking
no, I mean Two Tree Hill is doing some really cool shit, I think. There's
and that's it.
You know who I almost consider musical comedy is the fucking Mountain Goats. Like they're not.
They're so
I know
funny.
they're not, because they obviously have a bunch of serious songs that are all great. They're all fucking poetic. John is an amazing writer, but like you tell me that No Children isn't the funniest song that has ever been written, and I will tell you you're a fucking idiot. Like it's so goddamn funny, and I'm just like I'm so jealous.
John Prine's like the funniest songwriter there is.
That's true,
and that's so like it's Andrew Jackson Jihad or AJJ now, but like
the only difference is the ratio, right?
Yeah,
like our songs have a high ratio, if not exclusive ratio of being comedic. If we dipped it down to like 42%, who knows what kind of band we are?
You'd be John Prine. I've always said it.
And then we would never get booked. We would never get booked.
We wouldn't get booked on comedy shows.
We wouldn't get booked on comedy shows, and that's been beneficial because we mostly get booked on comedy shows. But every now and then we
comics
get booked
are
on
cool, and we like hanging out with them.
Yeah.
So.
But it's also really fun. I like doing shows with bands a lot too, because like oddly enough, I mean, because I'm not a great guitar player, and I mean we write fun songs, but like as far as bands go, we're the worst band on any bill we're on.
But people still enjoy it.
But bands love us. Like
bands
are just like, you guys are the shit, and we're like,
I wish we had more songs about diarrhea.
We're like, dude,
and you know what's so great funny. That y'all do something that I don't know if it can be coached or not. But you both, like, you sound good. Like, you both have good voices and you harmonize with each other well, but at the same time, you sound funny. Do you know what I mean? You sing funny, but it's easy to sing funny if you're singing bad. You know what I mean? But, like, you sing good, but funny. And that is a very, very, very unique skill. Do that.
Yeah, that's high praise.
Like I said,
very high praise.
It would just be so, like, if you were to be like, oh, we want to sound funny, okay, go up there and suck. But it's like, no, we actually need to have harmony and not offend people's ears. But at the same time, we don't want to be too fucking good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, dude, fucking, obviously, y'all don't even come fucking close to Tenacious D. But like, Jack Black, but Jack Black, I'm kidding. You're very close.
Hey, buddy.
And we all know it. But Jack Black does that where it's like he has a Juilliard fucking voice, but it's somehow funny. Like he figured out like you can tell it's a comedy song even if he doesn't say anything funny just by the way that he, vocalizes or whatever. Yeah. But like if Jack Black wanted to have just been in a metal band, he could have absolutely done that and they would have been fucking awesome.
Yeah. I think it goes back to the hippie shit of unreadable auras where Jack Black just has something about him where when he's singing a song, you go, okay, he's not taking this seriously.
Yeah.
And so I shouldn't either.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he's got a fun aura. He's just got a fun energy.
He's not crying. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like Peaches is actually doesn't have really any funny words in it. Like
no, but he sings it funny.
But it's funny. Yeah,
but it's funny because he sings it funny. Well, speaking of singing funny, I would love it if you guys would play us off. I know that you've got to go, so I want to end the show here with you playing something. I know y'all have got to go to the studio. You were telling me earlier you got to, get your flights booked for the Bobcat show. You got to fucking sign autographs and shit. But if you guys wouldn't mind playing us off, normally at this point when we end the show, I sing a little ditty.
What do you say?
Do you want to
thank you all for listening to the WellRED Show. We'd love to stick around longer, but we got to go. Tune in next week if you got nothing to do. Thank you. God bless you. Good night and Skews.
That's a good closeout. Almost don't want to overwrite that.
No.
Give it up for Corey, everybody.
But now it's y'all's turn.
All right. We're gonna do. Do you want to do Took a Train to Georgia? Or we'll do Took a Train to Georgia.
We're just going.
I'm excited.
This one's about public transportation. Well, she stepped off the MARTA at 3:05, and from there it was a 10-minute Uber drive, and then she kicked down my door and shouted out my name. And then she whipped out a strap-on big and long, and she said, "This here'll make you write a song." Then she bent me over, put a ball gag in my face. Where are my fellas at? Come on. Yeah, she took a train to Georgia, and then she ran a train on me. All right. It was fast and strong as she chugged along on a track that was on its knees.
I'm the track.
Yeah, she took a train to Georgia, and it was all the rage. And now she keeps my tiny cock in a little cage. All right, kids love this song. It's like chugga, 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 choo, chugga, 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 skew, chugga, 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 skew, yeah. All right, we're doing it. It's like chugga, 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 skew, chugga, 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 skew, chugga, chugga, skew, yeah. All right. Well, she pulled it down. She said she was done. I said, "Hold on just a second there, hun. I was just about to come. Just a little bit." And then she grit her teeth and she shoved it in. I said, "This here might be a sin, but I kind of want you to fuck me until I shit." All right. Kids love it. Then she took a train to Georgia. Then she ran a train on me. Hell yeah. It was fast and strong as it chugged along on a track that was on its knees. She took a train to Georgia, and it was all the rage. And now she keeps my tiny cock in a little cage.
My God, y'all. That was Good Cop, Rad Cop. Please go see them with Bobcat Goldthwait in Knoxville, in Chattanooga, and in Charlotte. Thank you, boys, for joining the show. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us. What a delight. This has been great.
Dude, absolutely. And again, me and Trae's new book, Round Here, Over Yonder, you can get it right now by going to CoreyRyanForrester.com and pre-ordering the sumbitch. Also, all that will be in the description. Love y'all so much, and we'll see you next week. Love you, Skew. Bye.